All right, good evening, everybody, and happy Friday to you. Welcome to SpeedGaming 3. You're here just in time for a great match in the 2022 Zelda 1 Randomizer, all boards, no sorts tournament. We are in the bracket stages. You have a great match. This is game 2 of 3 between Ategen and homerjsmash. I am bbq.gov. Happy to have you here with what promises to be a very entertaining and compelling match. I'm joined in the booth by CD Improv. CD, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, thanks, BBQ. I'm just hoping that the thunderstorms that are seemingly all over the place tonight don't take out my internet.
Yeah, let's all hope that's the case too. I know there's at least one other runner who I saw in Discord earlier was worried that they may have a similar situation, and their race starts in a little bit. So hopefully bullet gets dodged. So fingers crossed.
Well, we'll hope more for Homer J. Smash, who's actually in the race, and also mentioned that he, who lives in a completely different section of the country, is having a similar issue today. But it looks like we're going to go ahead and start on the coast. We got a little bit of diversions. HN is heading up towards the open desert cave, I think, and Homer is going to screen scroll around to the open cave down near the ladder spot.
Absolutely. We're going to find out what our coast item here is in a second on Homer's side, as HN looks like he's heading to prioritize these checks over here in the east forest and those 3 Armo spots checks on the east, as we have a very useful repeatable item on the coast.
So our runners are now crossing their fingers that somehow the ladder ends up as that Armos item. Because that would give them their first reusable form of offense, and maybe we'll actually see that red candle before we make it into level 9.
Yeah, there have been a bunch of seeds this week where either the wand or candle, or didn't we do a seed earlier this week where both the wand and the candle were in 9?
I believe so, and the only thing they could get to was the bow, possibly. But there's been lots of really good races this week, so it's kind of hard to remember.
There have been. I did one last night as HN is going to check. Oh, Team Middle hits for Homer, and HN's going to check Vanilla too. I did one last night with Alsoa where, yeah, it was a devilishly difficult type of seed, but both runners did a really good job managing the limited resources that they had throughout. So I think it was Dave and Saver last night.
Yeah, I caught the tail end of that one. That was definitely a thing.
Yeah, Saver had one room in level 4 where he just had like 3 bombs and a blue candle, and he had to deal with a bunch of enemies that had rolled up and likes. It was amazing to watch him bunch up everything with his boomerang to try to clump everything in one spot so he could clear it. That's a seed that would have taken me 3 to 5 business days to complete.
Looks like we have a 66 rupee large secret, and to answer a question in chat, they do get 3 Triforces to start, but nobody has actually opened up their save screen so that we can see what the Triforces are yet.
We'll know in a minute, and when we know, we'll make sure to post that. That way, which 3 Triforces it is may influence what dungeons, once they find them, that they prioritize for digging items out.
See, I'm gonna root for, how about 4, 7, and 8, but then they have to dig them anyway. Hey, there we go. We've got a couple. I'm gonna let Moonrisen figure that out.
Yeah, I think you're really close. I think that might be 4, 6, and 8, or 4, 6, and 7.
Yeah, I can't usually tell with the 2 that flip from first and second quest, so I have the chart on my thing, as HN's gonna go ahead and find level 2.
And find some immediate reading material. Hey!
I like the fact that we get the book right away, and I'm gonna say level 2 kind of looks like one of those bobblehead dogs that you'd have sitting on your desk.
Oh, okay. I can see that. Homer's going to pick up his letter, which does nothing for him right now, but, maybe in the future we can code something in where you can, give a moblin a paper cut or something. I don't know.
We've been rooting for a while for Fred to make that, the weakest boomerang possible in the entire game.
I would love that. That would be a lot of fun. Okay, we get to look at level 3 now, and that's interesting. Okay, 3 is... Yeah,
I got
was
something. I got
okay.
something.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so you know the movie Mulan? She's got the little dragon spirit that's played by Eddie Murphy. I think
Yeah.
3 is totally the dragon spirit.
Okay, I was going in a similar direction. My first thought was it looked like a big bird or like a pterodactyl, but the wings were too far in the back. But that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, totally. But looks like HN's going to see what he can find for free stuff, and then having no form of weapon is going to go ahead and leave level 3. Now, Homer, meanwhile, is prioritizing the Armos item. He has checked the 3 on the other side of the world, and his screen scrolled over to the grave. It looks like our Armos item is going to be at the Death Armos screen today.
Okay, both runners finding a lot of dungeons early, which is interesting for several reasons. One of which is a flag that is new for the bracket stages, that will put in place at least one level or item that is overworld blocked, by which means that the entry to that item or level is blocked by either one of the 4 power bracelet spots, one of the 2 raft spots, or the
Whoa,
hello.
Oh, Homer.
That's
Homer.
important.
That is amazing. That is the wand as the Armos item on the Death Armos screen. And that wasn't easy for Homer to get because he almost took a death on the screen just trying to get back out. So he ended up and A-ing.
Yeah, you get that, you immediately up an A and count your blessings and move on to the next.
Well, I mean, I was going to say, if you're in chat, you're going, too easy, reroll.
Oh, don't worry, folks. This does not mean this is a jet seed. We have had some jet seeds recently in round 1 of the brackets, but a lot of things can happen between now and when someone hits stop done.
Very true, and it could come into play that one of our necessary items is behind like a raft, which is behind like a power bracelet, and it's the white sword, like silver arrows or something like that. It'd be kind of cool. Homer's going to go ahead, find level 7. He's going to go in and try to see what he can clear in this room. If he's lucky, the Wizrobes aren't going to be the dominant enemy, so he's going to go ahead, shuffle the door. 8gen's going to join him, and I'm going to say level 7 looks like some kind of a teapot.
Okay. I'm seeing a guy laying on his back, sticking his head up.
Okay, that works too. And now for Homer and for HN here now, they're going to find out that the Wizrobes did, in fact, I think they despawned because Homer went through, found out that's a transport staircase, and is going to get the Triforce out of level 7 already.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah, that was nice. Meanwhile, HN is down to a single Zol, and he's lucky. They actually rolled down, so they they die to a single candle flame.
Yeah, and we missed it a minute ago, but before entering level 7, HN did find on the coast, on the south coast, he found a shop that sells this shop right here that Homer sees. Sells both bombs and arrows, and like HN, Homer's going to buy his blue candle, immediately save, so neither runner is going to wait around to try to find the one open cave that would have the vanilla wood sword, which in this case is going to be only the free blue candle.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Turns out that's going to be a pretty popular shop tonight, as Homer's going to go ahead, pick up some wooden arrows. This makes perfect sense. He's got the money right now. It's a good idea to spend it before it gets taken away in door repairs.
Yeah, and that shop also had keys in it. There have been some seeds lately that have been very key-starved, and that price for keys was not terrible. It's slightly over vanilla, but not by much, so wouldn't surprise me at all if our runners decided to invest in keys towards the middle part of this match.
Yeah, that would make perfect sense, as we actually find a key door here in level 4. We're going to get the map, and it's a segmented level 4, and I'm going to say it looks like a fish.
Okay. I have things looking backwards in my head, so that looks to me like a duck that is looking back at that one room under the B. I don't know what that one room under the B is, but he's looking back at it.
Maybe it's like a cloud or something, or someone's throwing the duck a breadcrumb.
Ooh,
Meanwhile,
yeah.
Homer is gonna unfortunately find out that this is not a staircase room, as HN is gonna get the recorder out of level 7. He's already picked up, I believe, the Triforce, so he should be done here now. Or he's on his way to go get it, because it's just on the other side of the transport staircase.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to clear this room again because it has the 2 bubbles in it. So long as he doesn't leave the dungeon, that room will not despawn. That room will not respawn the enemies.
So this recorder is actually the bats are tanky today. That is a little unfortunate. He's just going to be like, okay, I'm going to walk right through them. But that recorder is actually going to be a time save for HN. He's now going to be able to recorder directly to levels 4, 5, and 8. Not that he really needs to go far to find level 4, as it's just 2 screens to the north.
Absolutely. HN's doing something interesting in this room. He could use bombs to clear these last Zols, but resources are going to be at a premium with these flag sets. So he's taking the extra time to clip in swordless, which is hard to do, back into the triangle staircase and respawn the room, so he only has to use the blue candle to kill the enemies and get his Triforce and peace out of 7.
Yeah, so here's kind of like the positive negative of this. The fact that he's about to find level 4, and he's of course going to probably, dig a little bit of level 4 and kind of search around, is going to delay him a little bit, and the longer it takes for HN to actually get over there to get his wand out from underneath the Armos item, the better of a chance there is for homerjsmash to start building up a lead. He's got the wand. There is not much in these dungeons that could stand in his way.
Yeah, and we've seen some of that in a lot throughout this tournament, but especially in the past week, that the sequence in which you get items makes a big difference in how much of a lead you can get. Our runners are both very talented, and they have the ability to use limited resources to close those gaps. But yeah, getting a powerful item like the wand early helps you get Motorin really well.
Well, I mean, in this case, it would save HN a bunch of time because he wouldn't have to be cycling this room just to find out that this is going to be absolutely nothing.
100% right. And yeah, those time sinks look small now, but you do enough of them for long enough and they start to add up.
They really do, and especially since, oh wow, that little gel's a jerk. He's like, no, I'm just gonna go this other way. I don't need fire, thanks. But especially since, this is going to end up being absolutely nothing, and I don't think there were any other, I don't think that there were any other doors that we could actually go through without using keys, and I don't think either of the runners are going to want to use keys right now.
HN is going to pirouette this door open by going down one screen and coming right back. But he's not going to be able to get any further here with that Dig Dogger. Well, no, he has the flu.
He does have the recorder, but say that Dig Dogger rolled up, he doesn't have a way to stun the little mini Dig Doggers. So unless you get really lucky and the Dig Dogger is vanilla and you can take it out with 2 bombs, he's going to have a really hard time killing that. Especially in a moat room.
Yeah, that room is just gross to try to deal with a Dig Dogger ladderless. He is going to whistle, and he's going to find...
This is level 5. Homer found this. Now, this could be good for HN if he screen scrolls down to the Death Armos screen. Because that will get him... that will go ahead and get him his wand. And it looks like maybe that's what he's got on his mind if he can make it past all these things and survive the Death Armos screen.
Yeah, well, that's the key right there. He may check the forgotten spot here, but...
Oh.
No, he's not. Okay.
Look at that level 6 on homerjsmash's side. That was a thing. HN is going to get his wand I believe, just before getting taken out on that screen.
Yep, he grabbed it, thankfully. But that means he can go right back to that dungeon he left.
Now, this is actually really interesting. 6, 3, and level 2 are all up in the northeast casino corner. That's 3 levels for Homer right now. He's got the wand. He can just kind of go right in here and start murdering all the things. HN is going to go ahead and decide he's going to go back into 3. Now with the wand, he is going to be able to take out this Dig Dogger and get a little bit further in the level. As long as he's careful. Again, there's not really much space for him to dodge these guys.
Yeah, and the good news here is he only has to kill one of the mini Dig Doggers to exit and then despawn the larger enemy, which is good news. So he'll be able to dig further and find out what the item is here in 4 that Homer doesn't know yet.
And this is interesting. Homer's kind of like dipped a little bit into 6, dipped a little bit into 3, and now he's about to get the item here in level 2, which is the book. That'll give him, again, the maps for every single level, but it's also going to make his wand shoot. Oh, this is a great room. Shoot fire. All right, HN's doing a really good job using the doorway against these land modes and the C-shaped blocks themselves. He had one that was kind of separated, goes ahead, takes it out. Let's see if this is a staircase. It is not.
Interesting. So CD, would you mind taking a second to kind of explain one of the flags that's been added for this part of the tournament as HN picks up his floor heart? Remove most open stairs is a flag that is on. So
Sure.
since we were just in a room that was a potential push block room, maybe talk a little bit about what.
Well,
what
the better example is actually the room that homerjsmash just entered. So when remove most open stairs occurs, there's a ladder for HN. You can walk into rooms that were originally the diamond staircase or the right side staircase, and there are going to be items that are kind of placed a little oddly, because even though the room gets switched over to a different type of staircase, the game tries to put the item in the same exact spot. So Homer walks into that double push block room. There was a key in the top right-hand section of the room. That is a dead giveaway that is actually a staircase and that you should clear it.
Yeah, and
it's just like a big neon sign going, "Hey, I'm a staircase."
Absolutely, and both these runners have played enough to know that, to be able to quote that chapter and verse. So that will make a big difference here. As HN's now in level 2, following in Homer's footsteps.
Yeah, Homer's he should be clear in here in just a minute, and then I have a feeling if he can, he's going to go ahead and wrap up 3 and 6, or at least get as far as he can before going back to searching for other dungeons.
Yeah, and now that HN has the ladder, I like this overall routing he's doing, going to the northeast, because after you wrap up these dungeons that are all clustered together, it's not a far walk to get over to the coast to pick up your red candle on the coast.
Yeah, I mean, at this point though, we have the wand. We don't particularly need the red candle.
That's true.
You know, it's nice, it's shiny, but I have a feeling it might end up sitting there for a while unless they walk directly past it. Homer's going to go ahead. This is the Triforce room. HN's going to get his Triforce at a 2. He's going to go this way, find level 3. Or, re-enter level 3.
Yep. So we've seen a lot of dungeons so far. The 2 that I think we haven't seen are 1 and 9. Are there any others that we haven't seen?
I don't think... Have we actually walked into level 8? Because I know we can whistle to it, but I don't know if they actually did whistle to it.
Yeah, no, I think you might be right. We might not have seen 8 either. Speaking of levels, we're just seeing now. That's 6, and... Okay, this is a reach, but 6 kind of looks like in NES Golf. The character you play when that's holding a club, it looks like he's holding a really big, oversized club, the size of like a wheelbarrow.
Okay, sure. I'll go ahead and point out, though, real quick, that there is a ladder block in level 3, so when Homer... This is why he's back in 6. Homer must have already found this room and knows that he can't go any further in 3 without the ladder, so it kind of explains why he's here digging level 6 instead.
Speaking of digging level 6, that is a bomb upgrade.
Yay! We're gonna have 10 bombs to be able to find the Triforce here in level 6. Because a really nice thing that Fred managed to figure out how to code in for us is the fact that when you now pick up the magical sword bomb upgrade or the white sword bomb upgrade, it refills your bombs to max capacity.
Yeah, and that just seems fair, right? That's I desperately need bombs. Here, I get to add bombs to my... What do you mean I still have 1? Oh, great.
Yeah. HN is continuing to clear here in this level 3. He's still looking for the item staircase. He's 1 room away from the Triforce, so we got the Rupee boss, the most dreaded boss in the entire game of Zelda.
That Rupee boss is blocking an item. Is this an important item? No, it's the coast art.
I mean, it'll keep us alive for a little bit longer, and it guarantees us to be able to pick up the white sword item whenever we, come across it.
Yeah, and even though we have one, we know where red candle is. There's still a bunch of both required and really good items that are still outstanding for the runners. That could be the white sword item.
Very free Triforce here in level 3 for HN. He only has a couple of rooms to... Well, no, he's not gonna go back in. I'm sorry, he forgot. He just found the heart. I'm good. It's been that kind of a day.
Yeah, no, same here.
All right, Homer, meanwhile, is still digging away at this level 6. Those bombs are coming in really handy. It's giving him a chance to go ahead and finish up some of these rooms. Now, he's going to have to find a workaround here. He might use the key to check that one-off room, but I'm not so sure. He won't be able to get back. He doesn't have a ladder, so he can't get that way.
Yeah, that ladder, the sequence in which HN got the ladder, that may pay significant dividends as we get deeper and deeper in this scene.
Now, HN's going to go ahead and join Homer in level 6, so he should have his White Sword bomb upgrade in, well, a little while, depending upon the path he takes. And I think as far as what Homer's got... Oh. Alright, well that's going to make things a little bit more difficult, but I think it means this bomb... No, the wall to the right should bomb. Or the transport staircase is going to take us into the little weird arm-looking... The golf club. It's going to take us into the golf club.
Yeah. So we'll see if he's able to get a workaround going here. We have not seen the transport staircase in 6, so that could be anywhere.
It could. We haven't even really seen any like super obvious staircases either.
That's true. A lot of items that with the wand are now fairly easy to clear, but we also haven't.
Yep, it's in the golf club. Homer finds the compass. So without the ladder, if that wall... Oh, there's Zelda's room. And a bomb upgrade. Bomb refill for HN. If that wall doesn't bomb to the right, then Homer's got to find the transport staircase because he can't make the ladder clip in that T room. Now, when HN gets there, he's going to be able to make the ladder clip because he has the ladder.
Right, and to your point about the transport staircase, the game logic does not assume that our runners have to do a ladder clip or a block clip or something like that in order to beat the seed. So if you can't get into that right-hand half of the map normally, then the game will make sure there is a staircase that allows you to get there.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is actually probably the staircase room and the game is just being super trolly. Because that wall did bomb, but Homer is still going to be ladder blocked from his Triforce. So this is good, kind of good for Homer. It should, unless he's looking for the... Homer, you can't go that way, I don't think. Unless he is still checking for the transport staircase in level 6. He's ladder blocked from the Triforce.
Yeah, I think you said it's good for him because here's the trans. Well, that's the
that was the bomb upgrade. I think he's just checking these couple of rooms. Maybe he's going back to the that Korea double push block room.
Yeah, that would make sense. But yeah, to your point, if if he's not able to further advance in here, this will actually be good for Homer. He doesn't know it, but it will be good for him because it will point him more in the directions of dungeons that are likely to have the ladder, and we know that the ladder's in 4.
Yeah, let's see. This is, in fact, the transport staircase, and I think this might actually take him to the other side of the... take him to the other side of that moat room, we hope. Yep, it'll take him right below the Triforce. So, a little bit of time lost for Homer in having to re-walk through level 6 and clear a couple of those rooms, but at the very least, he's still going to be able to get his Triforce and leave level 6. And not come back. We like that.
Yeah, one shot these bigger dungeons, you'll take that any time. And HN will make his way towards the right half of the map as soon as he's able to get the compass. Which was it in this room or?
It's pretty close. I thought it was. It might be this room. Okay, it was one of these rooms. So he's pretty close, and HN might be able to take the more direct path of just walking straight across that moat room and going down. Homer, meanwhile, is going to be out of level 6. He's got his Triforce, and he's killing P-hats for fun. I mean, I love that part. He's going to go ahead, finish some more checks in the area, because we still haven't seen... well, there's level 8. It looks like a giant moose. That's 4 levels up in this corner.
That's a lot, and yeah, moose is 1,000% what that is.
Yeah, so that Gliok room, unless it's a floor drop, is not going to really be anything that we need to be concerned about, because the Gliok room is never going to be a push block.
Yeah, I think we talked about, you had a really good explanation for why that was the case. It had to do with the ability for the for the game to load fireballs and the ability to have a push block.
Yes, it's basically Fred's explanation. So what's really cool about the Discord is that Fred is usually very, very good about, if he has time, he's really good about answering people's questions about why things do certain things in the game. And that's one of the ones that has come up like in the past year is why can't that room be a push block room? So it's always kind of fun to read the either the suggestions chat or the hints and helpful tips type areas.
Absolutely.
Right.
Hey,
course for Ategen. Yep, we're leaving 6. Bye-bye. Meanwhile, Homer is continuing to work his way here through the Moose of level 8.
Moose is yeah, both shape-wise and size-wise, that's pretty accurate.
Well, I mean, you really don't like... So I lived in Minnesota for a little while. Oh, that is potentially a Goma block staircase. You really don't ever want to hit a moose with your car, because the moose is going to win.
Oh, absolutely. I don't care how big a car you drive. That is absolutely true. I mean, hitting a deer is bad enough, and I've never done that. But I know people who have, and yeah, that's not a fun time with your insurance company. But a moose? Oh, good luck.
Now, I might have missed it, but did HN basically walk into 8 and then decide he was leaving?
I was so focused on the moose, I did not see whether he entered 8 or not.
It's okay. Chad will tell us here in just a minute. Homer's going to go ahead find an item staircase in level 8. It's going to be a banana. I like the fact that he's going to go ahead and pick it up. Again, it's a great way to pick up items that drop across the room or stun some of these enemies so you can kind of gather them for a better kill.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of our runners, Saver last night, did a masterful job of using the banana with limited resources to be able to clump up enemies and use limited resources to take them out in a very difficult room. So I would understand if the runner had the bow at this point, as 8gen finds level 9, so level 9 is not overworld blocked.
That is a really large level 9.
That's
compared to some that we've seen lately.
I believe the kids call that a thick boy.
I mean, I would just call it chunky, like my cat.
Yeah, no, that's accurate too.
Well, I mean, my cat's adorable, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I've seen the pictures. They're both very adorable.
So meanwhile, Homer's back up here in this top section of level 8. He's not finding a lot of staircase rooms other than the one that had the banana in it. We did see, again, there was that one C-shaped Goma room over in, like, the right antler of the moose. HN, meanwhile, he's gonna go search the waterfall vanilla white sword cave.
Now, Homer's been spending a lot of time in 8. Both runners started with the Triforce, so am I thinking about this right, that the logic here for Homer making as much of a time investment as he is he's banking on there being an important item here?
He's hoping, and we might be about to find out here as Homer gets a second staircase. It's a transport. Now, if I'm Homer at this point, I would almost take it. I think there's one more room he hasn't been in up here, this one that he bombed south into. But after that, I would actually think about taking that staircase because a portion of this level we're blocked by a Goma with a shutter door. So we can't quite get past it, but I think it might be the room either to the right here or the one right above it.
Okay. But yeah, I mean,
this is not... HN, there we go. HN's gonna go ahead and pick up that red candle, even though we already have reusable offense.
Yeah, it is still useful to have for some enemies, to be able to bunch them up and then just burninate them. But I forgot where I was going with my point about digging 8.
It's okay, but basically Homer is just really hoping that an item he needs is in here because he's probably gonna he's taking the gamble that HN, having started with that Triforce, seeing what that map of level 8 looks like, is maybe not gonna make the same choice, though. With the exception of the couple rooms we haven't been in, it's looking like the Goma in the reverse C is going to be our item. So this also gives Homer a little bit of knowledge. If he's missing the bow later and he can't find it, I don't think he's going to be coming back to 8 right away because the only other potential staircase room that we've seen is not going to be the bow.
Yeah, exactly right. He could have taken that stair. And I remember what my point is now. Since you mentioned the stair, that reminds me. There's only that 8 is not segmented, so that's the only transport staircase in there. So one benefit of taking that stair had he wanted to is it eliminates one additional potential push block room.
It does. Homer's going to go ahead, find level 9, walk in, see the map, and now he's going to do the screen scroll over to vanilla level 5, the waterfall, and the White Sword Cave. Now, so far for missing levels, we are just missing level 1, and we're missing the White Sword. So one of those two things are going to be under a Raft Power Bracelet or Recorder. And if we're lucky, it's going to be the magical boomerang that's underneath, like, Recorder Lake or something like that, because it'll mean that our level is hopefully somewhere we can find it.
Yeah, my bet is Death Mountain, but, I mean, odds are... Well, actually, no, it's... I say odds are, but the seed requires, with the overworld block flag on, that there be at least one overworld block. There could be more than one overworld block. So it's possible both things are overworld block, which would be also very fun.
That would definitely be rather enjoyable for us, at least. Not so much for the runners. Homer's going to go ahead, finish that area. He's going to up a save, go back towards level 7. Now this will get him his recorder. He doesn't need to stick around long enough for the Triforce because I believe they already got it.
Yeah, I think they both got it after they took the transport stair here.
Yeah, so this shouldn't take him very long. The recorder, I don't think, was very far into this level 7. So this will get him his recorder. This means that he can go finish in level 4. There you go. That was so quick.
So the big question for Homer is, when does he go to 4? He doesn't know that's where the ladder is, but that's going to be an important item for him.
Looks like he is whistling... Is he whistling to 4 now? No, he's going to 5. Okay, I kind of like this. We haven't seen anything in the items 5. So HN is going to find level 1 somewhere in the Deadwoods.
Yeah, I missed where it was. So if this was not... If 1 was not overworld block, then our White Sword item is our overworld block.
Alright, we're hearing from Michael B in chat that is the other forgotten spot, so it's all the way down that bomb spot, all the way at the very bottom left-hand side of the map. Homer whistled to 5. He's going to go ahead and check all these other open caves, because again, he's also still looking for the White Sword item, and he's still looking for level 1.
Yep, and the map of 1 is Fat Superman.
I like that. I like that a lot. We have a call in chat that it is. Hold on, it was someone diving into a pool. So I kind of like that one too. Maybe it's Fat Superman jumping into a swimming pool.
Okay. Fat Clark Kent. Yeah. So
Homer's going to go ahead. He's going to finish all these checks up here. He can get back to 5 anytime he wants. He is looking for level 1 because there are 2 items in level 1, so that gives you a better chance of finding something useful, like the any key that Atagenos has just picked up.
Like a toasty any key that he just burned.
I mean, he's hoping for the bow. Like, at this point, you're really hoping to find the bow and those silvers, especially since you already have the wand, because... we know now, on Atagenos' side, having found level 1, that the White Sword item, whatever it is going to be under the Raft Power Bracelet or Recorder, and he really doesn't want to have to go into a level to go dig out the Raft Power Bracelet or Recorder.
Absolutely. And this type of seed puts, I think, a different pressure on the... There's a bow in 1, that's useful.
Well, alright. This has now potential to be a very, very fast seed. homerjsmash finds the silvers underneath Recorder Lake as our blocked item and the White Sword item, and he is just a couple of screens away from finding level 1 down in the bottom left-hand corner of the map.
Wow, simultaneous critical pickups for both items, for both runners, different items that are required to beat the game. But I'm thinking this puts a different type of pressure on the runners than you might see in a real slog of a seed, because both runners know that their opponent is really, really good. And I would think you'd have to be thinking, if you're 8gen or if you're Homer, that my opponent probably already has the one. My opponent's probably seen a lot of the stuff I've seen, so I need to hope that I can find the bow and the silvers as HN gets bodied by a bunch of blue Wizropes. I need to make sure I move fast because I assume my opponent is running just as fast as I am.
Well, the unfortunate part here for Homer is that in order to get the Triforce out of 3, he needed the Recorder out of 7, which means he has at least one other dungeon where he's got to go back and get that Triforce for. It's going to take a little bit longer than Ategen walking back up, finishing his checks here in the Deadwoods and finding those silvers underneath Recorder Lake.
Yeah. You, if you're Homer, you don't know this, but you basically have to hope that 8gen orphans that Recorder Lake spot or prioritizes going for other dungeons first, trying to find the silvers.
I mean, it's on the path, so
Yeah.
while it's possible, it is possible, I don't really see that happening.
I don't either, but...
oh, that Wizbro broom. So gross.
that is a... Ugh. Oh, here's another one. Oh, great.
Oh, right. So Homer needs to leave level 1 right now and not use 10 bombs clearing this Wizrope room because that bow is ladder blocked. So he needs to go back to level 4. He needs to get the ladder out of level 4 in order to get his bow out of level 1. So this is definitely putting HN in the driver's seat. He just needs to get the Triforce here out of level 1. He is continuing to clear because I believe he's still looking for the floor. No, the bow is the floor item. He's looking for the staircase item. No, he got the any key. So where is he going? Atagenos, where are you going?
Yeah, he doesn't need to farm keys. Does he think that this is the only path to get to the foot of Fat Superman?
I don't know. I thought there was an easier path from the original room that he was in, but
yeah, I thought so too. Yeah.
Huh. It's okay. He's headed in the right direction now. He doesn't need to worry about keys anymore because he's got the any key. He just has to survive long enough to bomb south here in this. Oh, lovely Wizrope room.
Yeah, this was the problem. This monstrosity of a room here.
All right, he just needs to get the bomb didn't go off. Now, unfortunately, he did just use up his blue potion, which is only going to leave him with 3 hearts. So that's definitely a little bit tricky. He's gonna bomb, see if there's a more direct path. Visit the fairy fountain, I would imagine. Or maybe farm up some health and some bombs on these guys. And then try to go south. But hopefully this direct path nets him a little bit of health because 2 hearts in a Wizrope room, that's still evil.
Now, have we seen in our other dungeons a ton of Wizropes? I feel like we haven't.
Well, I mean, we haven't really seen many of the dungeons at all.
Yeah, that's true. I'm thinking specifically about whether 9 will be Wizrope heavy or not.
I mean, there's always a chance.
Yeah.
Now, HN is doing a really good job of cycling this room in and out, killing the spider or the grabby hands. As Homer's going to go ahead, get his any key finally. So this is helpful for Homer, but he really needs to get that bow, and I want to say he probably saw it when he entered the Chevy room, and he now knows that the other item in here is ladder blocked, and it's the one you need. You need that bow, so he's got to go find that ladder.
Absolutely, HN. That's good routing strategy to get through that room of blue Wizropes. You do not want to have to kill all those guys.
Yeah, you just want to kind of walk straight down. Just walk through them. Especially if you got the ladder in a moat room. And there's the Triforce for HN, and he is now headed straight to level... Well, first he's going to find silvers, but do you think he takes the gamble on level 9?
Boy, that's possible. I think you're right that you're so close to this Recorder Lake check. You have the recorder, so basically, unless you forget you have recorder, there's no reason why you wouldn't do this quick check because you don't want to lose a race because you orphaned that.
And it looks like he's headed straight there. Level 9 is one of the screens that you screen scroll over to get to the waterfall and Vanilla 5. So HN's about to get his silvers right now. And then he's probably going to up an A, because I think it's easier that way. Or he can just record it to 8, 2, 6, or 3, because they're all up there.
Yeah, but he's not taking any chances with potential technical glitches. We have had some runners throughout this tournament have technical glitches where their feed froze or where just the console spazzed out on them. So I don't blame him at all for saving and making sure that you have that progress locked up.
Now, with that Chevy room in the way, Homer can't take the easy path through that blue Wizrope room, so he has to enter from the right side door and then bomb straight down. HN is unfortunately going to get killed trying to head to level 9. Rude game.
Oh, this is gonna be tough.
Is at the very least, Homer. Oh gosh, he's making really good use of the select swap pause strats to get past the room. He's gonna switch back to his wand.
Okay, and this is a new thing, new capability in Randomizer. Yeah, get that heart container. Where
wait, HN, where are you going? You just left level 9.
Oh no, did he mismark it?
He's off by a screen. Level 9 is the one. Maybe, he's buying a potion. I like this. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Homer's gonna get his Triforce out of level 1, so this is good. HN, I like the fact that he can just whistle back to 8, 2, 6, or 3, which are all in this corner. And now you have to imagine that Homer is probably headed back into level 4, I would hope, because it's the smallest level that I think, or 3. He might try to head to 3, but this is the screen for 4.
Okay, good. He's making the right choice here. I totally get HN filling up on potions, not because he's on green tunic. He can beat 9 with a green tunic, but that Wizrobe room where he got bodied is a good reminder that, hey, just to be safe for rooms like that, you might want to have a potion on hand.
Yeah, very true. HN is just kind of listening for the roar of Ganon, and he's looking for the door that doesn't open. Now, this is a transport staircase, or an item staircase, because, again, of that key in the top right-hand corner. Homer's going to do the same thing that HN basically did. You're going to get the Landmos to stay in the middle of the C-shaped room, or hope that they do, and then use the door to get out of the way when they don't. And he had a really good, he used oh no, the invisibility frames there really, really well. Now, unfortunately, he did walk too far back out of the door. Maybe he's going to hope that if he stays there, they will stay right in the middle of this. Good job clearing them, but unfortunately, it is not what we're looking for.
All right, that on HN side, that block does push, so that is not Zelda's room to the left. And neither's that one.
Yay! Alright, so he's working his way up into level 9, and if I'm looking at this 9, I'm going, I think the trolliest place for Ganon to be is that room all the way under the Z.
Oh, top left. Oh, that would be, because there's only one spot where you can hear the roar at that point.
Exactly. I mean, and it looks like, since he couldn't bomb up, that you have to maybe take a really, really long path. As Homer gets his ladder, which is going to let him go get the Triforce out of 3. It's also going to let him get the bow out of level 1. Now he can whistle back to level 1 since he got the Triforce from there. And again, bow was just a couple of rooms in level 1.
Okay, no, you're right. He's headed to 3 because he knows that's ladder blocked.
Yes. I mean, the bow was in the middle of a Chevy room, so unless Homer didn't actually see it in the middle of the Chevy room, which can happen because of the color of the dungeon, he can just whistle back to 1, and he'll have his bow really, really quick.
Absolutely. This is a potential push block room on HN side.
Yeah, this is, it's always fun when you get forced to clear the Patra from the side that will eventually break the Patra if you are not careful. Because there's nothing like it when he splits into like 2 rings and they're both going in opposite directions off screen, and you're just like, dude, can you get back over here?
Yeah, that when the Expando Patra spazzes out like that, I'm just like, ugh.
Oh man, this Dodongo is trolling Homer. Homer got the first bomb on him, but because of how the Dodongo was standing, he couldn't get around to actually get the second bomb in there.
Yeah, Dodongos in a Chevy room generally are just annoying as hell because they're not designed to be in Chevy rooms, so they don't act like normal enemies, and they're even more trolly than normal.
Yep. HN finds a staircase that takes him to the bottom right side of this level 9. He's going to go ahead and clear this room to either see if he can find a path. Apparently, chat's saying that we have a Zelda sighting.
It could be this room HN's in if he's able to clear it.
I think it was the room he just came from.
Oh, the one he came from. Okay.
All right, so now we're just looking for the pig. That's all we really need. Homer's going to get his Triforce out of level 3, and he's going back in. Homer, did you not see the bow in level 1? Okay,
Yeah, no,
here's the recorder. Here we go. We're gonna whistle to 1.
Yeah, that I've done that too, where I hit one, think I'm hitting one direction, I hit the other direction, go right back into a cave. And I'm like, no, can't you read by mind, controller?
Because, I mean, this is level 9. There are staircases all over the place. We haven't heard Ganon yet. So there is still a chance that Homer could, in fact, catch up to HN. He just has to go down here, and the bow is sitting right there.
Yep. Okay, so he did see it before, but went to 3, then went to 1. Now he can make his way to 9. Okay.
And thankfully, again, since it's near that cluster of levels, he can just whistle right back to the top corner of the map. I don't think he's even going to bother with. I don't know if he has a potion.
I don't know. In the last take ending I saw, he was thinking about taking the potion, but I think he may have taken the heart instead.
All right. Ooh, HN gets a really nasty bop from that Patra. And we now have both runners in level 9.
Yeah, HN gets bailed out in this room with a couple of hearts. Not a push block room, so he's going to head towards the northwest of this map, and maybe that trolley part up in the northwest is where he needs to go.
I have a feeling that maybe we need to find a staircase in order to get up there, because HN has tried bombing north from here, and it didn't work. And then he went over a couple of rooms. I don't know if he tried bombing when he got over into the E column, but we'll see.
Yeah, this has the potential to force it because of those 3 columns that they're choke points almost. So Homer still has a chance. He entered 9 after HN, but if he routes correctly, he can make up this gap.
He really could, and it's just going to come down to who figures out who stumbles upon Ganon quicker. Oh, well, that's good for HN. That's a staircase that takes us all the way up into that top corner we haven't been to yet.
Interesting.
We can't bomb into that. That is a 2-room segment. I'm totally rooting for Ganon to be up there. I'm sorry. I really am.
That is potentially spicy. I love it.
All right. Meanwhile, Homer is covering ground as fast as he can. HN has a lot more ground up here in the top right-hand side of the map that we haven't been in yet. So there's still a chance that Ganon is somewhere over here. And we have a roar, so he's over here.
He's right here on the top row. Here's Ganon. HN's going to potion up immediately. This on Green Tunic. Yeah, absolutely, you do this.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't even have enough hearts to take a pile driver, so he's going to go ahead, get that potion. Be aware that he still has a use of the potion in his inventory. And oh
no!
Sadly, he couldn't get the stun luck on Ganon, so he is headed back towards start.
And it looks like so is Homer.
Yeah, Homer ran into, I think it was a Patra in a push block room, and
yep, he tried
something
to bomb
else
up.
that I didn't see. Yeah, he tried bombing up because he hasn't been able to get up there yet, so he's kind of got the right idea. He's just got to find that staircase that takes you up above those empty rooms. Meanwhile, HN is on his way back to Ganon. He has the path. He knows exactly where he has to go. If he's lucky, maybe these guys will give us a heart, or, a fairy would be even better.
Yeah, there's 1 heart. He may do a little burninating here just to see if he can score some extra health. There, nice fairy drop for him here. So that should set him up nicely for the fight again.
And to answer a question in chat, having just seen Homer cycle through his B button, Homer doesn't have a potion. All right, HN is back in Ganon's room. He's just missing a half a heart, which means he can take at least 1 pile driver. Oh, there you go, HN. He's going to go ahead and get the stun lock.
And we have a Baconator. Yep, and he's going to immediately up an A, yeah.
Yeah, this makes perfect sense. Zelda was pretty close to, she's pretty close to the start. Homer, meanwhile, is going to find a Patra in this lovely shutter room. He's going to clear it, thinking maybe this is Zelda. All right, HN is just a room or two away. And there we go, guys. Let's get some GGs in chat for Ategen, finishing with a race time GG time of 48 minutes and 44 seconds. Oh my gosh, we should totally clip that.
I don't know how to do that, so I'm gonna let someone else do it.
All right. Meanwhile, Homer, he's in 9. He wants to finish this. He's hopefully going to find the path here. He has figured out that it's going to be a staircase.
Yeah, that's good news, and he should be putting himself in position to wrap this up relatively quickly. Yep, this is the one he needs to take.
All right, it looks like we are now joined by Ategen. GG, Ategen.
Thanks.
That was a zoomy one.
Yeah, that's the fastest I've ever had.
Nice. Now Homer, he's finally found that staircase that takes you to the top of level 9. He did check left first. He's working his way towards Ganon, but unfortunately he doesn't have a potion and he's only got 2.5 hearts.
Yeah, I think you can get Ganon. I just got that classic fireball right into the body. I should have known better than to stand there.
Well, I mean, you were close though. Like you got a couple of really good hits on him, and I think you just needed like what, one more?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, Homer's gonna go ahead. He's gonna enter Ganon's room. Let's see if he can get a stun lock on him without taking a pile driver. He's now down to 1.5 hearts. Oh, oh, hold it.
Oh, he partially lost it there.
He got a couple of hits, so he's either got like I think 1 or 2 left. Oh, nope, 3. There you go. Good job, Homer.
Nice.
Easy game.
Yeah, so how about, so oddly enough, Homer found the wand first underneath the Death Armor screen, but in the end it was your getting the recorder and the ladder out of levels 4 and 7 that put you in the lead. Because Homer had to go back and re-clear looking for the recorder because he couldn't just get the bow in 1. And he couldn't get anywhere in, which one was Dig Dogger blocked? It was 4?
Yeah, it's weird because like I saw that wand. I didn't get it too late. I got lucky because any road went over there. But I'm like, if this is the wand, that's gonna stink. But I mean, dungeons were just grouped. I mean, I don't have my trackers like a regular tracker. Let me count how many places I didn't do.
Quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
We were joking around. It was kind of cool that there were 4 dungeons in Casino Corner because you had 8, 2, 6, and 3 up there.
Yeah,
Right.
and with the white sword being the item block rather than a dungeon entrance being the wood sword overworld block, I should say. Yeah, once you finish that last level down in the southwest, the only really stumbling block you could have had by that point would have been to orphan the Recorder Lake check.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I should check this because I know the white sword's blocked and and silvers. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I had 37 or 38 spots I didn't check on the overworld, which is absurd.
That's a ton.
I don't think we saw either of you have to bomb Death Mountain.
I didn't do Death Mountain.
Amazing.
I did nothing in Dead Woods other than the Any Road level 1 and the recorder spot. I didn't do any of Start. I didn't do any of the Burn Bushes and Candle Row. And I didn't even do the west half of the grave.
Wow. Yeah, that was, I think we did see Homer check the, vanilla level, was that 6?
6, yeah.
Yeah, and then he did some of the bomb spots over there because he was still looking for level 1, but that led him down into the Deadwoods. So in the end, I don't think either of you really had to touch Death Mountain, which was fantastic.
Yeah, that always makes for a great seed. I was worried. I was like, man, I'm missing something. And I'm like, wait a minute, I can go to 9. So the white sword's the thing that's missing. And I'm glad it was under Recorder Lake and not the power bracelet buried in 9 or something stupid.
Yeah, to be fair, I was kind of rooting that it was going to be the magical boomerang underneath Recorder Lake. I was like, yeah, we'll have that'll be the magical boomerang. It'll be fun. But it was kind of nice it was silvers, because then you guys didn't even have to really even worry about digging the staircases in 9. And this one was, it was definitely kind of interesting with all those choke points. As Homer has found the path, he's in the right area.
Yeah, he's just 2 rooms away at this point. Now he's 1 room away. Or no, he is 2 rooms away. Nope, here he is.
All right, guys, let's get some GGs in chat for homerjsmash, finishing with a race time GG time of 53 minutes and 51 seconds. Now, unfortunately, Homer has dad percent to take care of, so he is gonna skip out on the interview. He goes ahead and he's saying he's looking forward to you both are looking forward to Sunday. So I think I read that backwards, and that was HN that said that. But all right, guys. So to answer a question that was in chat earlier, the next race 3, is scheduled for 10 p.m. East. No, 8 p.m. I hate military time. 8 p.m. Eastern on Sunday.
Yes,
And
indeed.
promises to be a very entertaining race. Both of you, HN, both you and Homer did an excellent job managing a jet seed. That's just how the all boards no swords work sometimes. Sometimes you have jet seeds that when you right order you can blaze through them, and sometimes you just have chain reaction seeds that are slogs that take 2+ hours.
Yeah, and like last night's was bad. It wasn't as bad as I think either of us made it, but this is again like you didn't even need keys in this seed. I found the any key with 8 keys, and I think I maybe used 3 other key doors. Like, it's such a stark contrast. I mean, like, use 6 keys in this seed versus 30 in some other ones, and it really changes how it all works. But I think at the end of the day, I just kind of right ordered this seed. I mean, I didn't go into 8. I didn't go into 5. I actually mismarked 5 as 6, and I'm like, oh, I found level 6. Wait, I need to do level 6. And so, anyways,
Yeah, it was. Homer did actually he did take a little bit of a gamble on level 8, and sadly only found the wooden boomerang in there. It looked like the other item was possibly Goma blocked, but there were a couple of rooms we just couldn't get into. So that was one of the time differences that kept Homer from getting back to 7 and 4 a little bit quicker.
That Wizrobe room in 1, though.
Oh, that was so. Unfortunately, you found the right path. Like you came at it from above so that you could walk straight through it after the first 2 deaths. But Homer, without the ladder, had no choice. He had to get in there, drop the bomb. I think he took a death, and then he had to work his way back around.
Well, and I just clocked, because I just dipped into that room. I clocked that room as all Wizrobes. I didn't realize there was other stuff in there to clear out. Otherwise, I would have done that in the first place, because, yeah, going in from the side is literally suicide.
Yeah, basically, because they're flying at you at that point, and with where the moat is, there's not really a way to dodge them.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Thank you guys for doing the comms. I'm sorry it wasn't super long, so you didn't get to talk about food very much, but I do appreciate it. And thank you to Moonrisen in the background for tracking. Y'all rock.
It's okay. We had fun talking about chili before we actually got started, so that was good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now I want chili tomorrow. I know it's 1 billion degrees outside, but now I want chili.
Now I want a chili cheese dog. I think that would be...
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Totally a Saturday thing, but anyway, GG's at Genos, and good luck, have fun on Sunday. I will echo the sentiments of thank you very much to Moon Risen Phoenix for doing our tracking in the background, and bbq.gov for hanging out with me for about the past 50 minutes.
Yeah, this was a quicker seed, but this was a very entertaining seed, and I can't wait to see what happens in Game 3, the deciding game in the match between HN and Homer.
Now, for anybody who is still looking for more Zelda 1 action, we have what should still be in progress over on SpeedGaming 4 is Panzer Dave versus Crystal Saber. It is Game 2 of 3. Then started at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, we have I'm a Sock versus Sigil 711, and that is the 3rd of 3 games. So that is an elimination match, followed by Shaddy versus Big Slamu on SpeedGaming 4 at I believe that's 10:30 Eastern.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of great matches set for tonight, so stick around and hang out. Thanks for hanging out, CD. This was fun.
Yeah, it's always good when we get to a race together. So
absolutely.
And my best to Mrs. BBQ.
Yeah, no, she says hi. So
hi.
So yeah,
guys, let's go ahead and let's go watch some more Zelda. Have a great night, everybody.
all right. Enjoy the races, everyone.